Big 6 Lesson Conclusion. Hello again, I'm Ms. Posada, and we're here today to discuss the Big 6 research process. As mentioned in the last video, we are going to review the Big 6 research process in order to help you with the class project you're about to start in class. In this video, we're going to go in depth on the 6 steps of this process. In this lesson is a handout that is a quick reference guide to the steps on the Big 6. We're going to go over that handout in this video to try and clear up any misunderstandings from the get-go. Definition. This is where you want to recognize an information requirement that is needed and define the assignment and identify the type and amount of resources needed to complete it. So basically, what is it you're trying to prove or find out? Big 6 step number 2, information seeking strategy. Think of possible information sources and create a plan to find those sources. So this is where you're going to decide where and what kind of information you need to solve your question. This could be just a literature review to see what others have found, or it could be that you have to find your own data on the topic. This is where you will plan on where and what you will be using for your project. This is so you'll have a plan to organize all your resources with either charts, timelines, or calendars. If needed, you might have to make a to-do list and schedule in order to make it easier to track your research process. Step number 3, location and access. This is where you'll find the information from a variety of resources and be able to access specific information found within those resources. So you're going to want to utilize library resources such as online catalogs, periodical indexes, full text sources, multimedia technology stations, online terminals, or even scanners and cameras. You'll also want to utilize internet resources such as news groups, mail lists, public access library catalogs, blogs, wikis, social networks, and so forth. Don't forget to take advantage of the librarian. If you run into difficulty finding information, also take advantage of subject experts that are here locally and do not limit yourself to other people's work. Again, you can do your own. You can conduct your own surveys and use other data collection tools. When searching online, make sure that you're using advanced searching techniques such as Boolean terms to help narrow down your search. And such resources as indexes, table of contents, manuals, legends. Make sure that you pay attention to boldface, italics, timelines, and hypertext links. Step number 4, the use of information. After finding potentially useful resources, you need to be able to evaluate those resources for relevancy. So now you need to be able to easily access these resources information. You can either download, open, copy, and paste these resources. Make sure to document proper citation information for each of the resources used. Record electronic sources with URLs to ensure proper citation and credit sources. If dealing with original data, make use of electronic tools to analyze or process your data. Evaluate these resources. See if they will actually meet the project definition. Discard any resources that do not or are not credible. Save the resources to a secure location. Step number 5, synthesize. Organize and inform the results. All right, this is where you're going to classify and group your information to make it easier for others to read by creating or using graphics, original spreadsheets, charts, tables, or databases. If needed, you might have to utilize a slideshow or multimedia presentations that'll include video, audio, and maybe even active links to HTML. You might, instead of using PowerPoint, have to create your own web pages or websites to publish your results. Of course, always cite and credit the electronic sources that you use, even the print resources as well. Big 6 step number 6, evaluate. This is where you're going to determine if the final product meets the original question, definition, and evaluation of the process of information problem solving. So this is where you're going to evaluate your presentation, your website, your web page for content and format. If you need to, you might have to edit and revise your work. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you do your citations so you are in compliance with principles and ethical conduct of information technology, of copyright, and plagiarism. Determine if telecommuting etiquette and acceptable use policies were observed while you were doing your research process. Evaluate the communications that you did with your teachers, with other students, with the experts that you might have contacted during this process. Reflect on the use of the resources that you used. Did you waste time, on a database that was completely useless to you? Make sure that you use the resources in a way that guard privacy and online safety and security. All right, so those are the steps for the Big 6 research process. It isn't too hard because these are the steps that all research follows in one way or another. Remember, it is task definition, information seeking strategies, location and access, use of information, synthesis, and evaluation. Again, we're learning about this research process to help you with your class project that's coming up. This is also to help you conduct your own personal research. Your class should be coming to the library shortly after you've had the chance to acquaint yourself with this research process. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me when you come to visit or even before then. Thank you for your time.